Hello, this is Regina D. Holler. My middle name's Dottie, and I am Screaming Stanley's assistant up here, assisting him in his number one Spirit Realm radio station. And Stanley wanted me to let you know that he's running a little bit behind. He's in a meeting right now, but he wanted me to come on here and say that he'll be on here very, very soon, and and I needed to tell you something. I'm friends with Dylan Mortensen. I saw her standing outside that night. And there was a black kid there, and which is really odd for Idaho because there's only like two black people in the entire state. Anyway, one of these kids was standing out there smoking it was like a humongous doobie, and I saw Dylan, like, she was like trying to put on makeup, and half her face was covered in like, with like a red lipstick, and then the other half was covered in like a dark blush. It was really weird, and yeah, they're all standing around smoking cigarettes and smoking doobies, and then next thing I saw, the black kid, he pulled out a big hookah from the bush right there by the side of the house, and I don't know, it must have been 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know, I didn't want to call the police because I was also drinking, or I'm sorry, I saw somebody else drinking there, and don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. But I know Dylan, and yeah, she's friends with some black kid in Idaho. Only one of two black kids in Idaho. And, oh, you stupid pricks! You thought it was There is no Regina Holler. It's just Screaming Stanley. You stupid pricks! I hope I got you. On that one. Well, listen, yeah, welcome back. It's Screaming Stanley's number one radio station up here in the Spirit Realm. I know you love me. And listen, we got one more honorable mention to play now, and then you know what happens after that. The idiot has to present some sort of topic. I don't know. You'd rather listen to Screaming Stanley. I know it. Hey, a Spirit Amazon contacted me. They said, Screaming Stanley, would you want to do a podcast just solely for Amazon Spirit Realm listeners? And I said, well, I don't know how much you're gonna pay me. And they said, well, we can work the details out. And I said, oh, okay. Anyway, so here it is. Here's my honorable mention for today, and don't let Regina Holler scare you too much. Did you fall for that? Dot. Oh, by the way, I'm not a Taurus.
Now for something completely different.
All right, my lovelies, my lords, lads, dudes, sugar lily, sugar mountains on the moon, my moon laurels, and my mountain laurels. I got dudes and lads and lords. I got some in the garden around and some floating around on the perimeter, right? Protecting the castle walls. Let's go. Continuing on with the theme of family and the ties that bind, we are going to watch some more of the victims' families. Yes. I still want to get to Mr. Koberger, though we got to get to Mr. Koberger. However, we are going to start with this. So, we've already kind of looked at, right? We looked at the Chapins, and I feel I got a nice little sense impression of what they're about. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to Miss Xana and her mom, her biological mom, and we're going to watch her sort of at her worst. And we're going to see the video where supposedly she got clean and cleaned up. I like to do a compare and contrast. I like to see if there's any differences in the way we're thinking about Xana, how we describe Xana as a person in life. I haven't seen, except now we're gonna get to Maddie's family again. And this goes back to the memorial service. This goes back to the sentencing hearing. Out of all these people, all the families here, the only family that I actually felt some connection to, some genuine connection to, was Maddie's family. For sure. For sure. If you watch any of the memorial service, if you watch any of the sentencing hearing, for me, Maddie's family connects. That's the way it should connect. You know, that emotional level and resonation. That's, for me, that's how it should connect. The rest, totally forget it. The rest are living in another planet. They want to make money. They want to make book deals. They want to go to Hollywood. They want to get agents. And they all do. They all fucking do. They all set up GoFundMe accounts. They're still trying to get restitution out of Brian Koberger. But I'll tell you what, some of these GoFundMe accounts, hey, they're pretty goddamn good. I mean, 80 grand. Hey, 80 grand, man. That ain't bad. Steve G. the Mutt. 80 grand ain't too bad, man. You know, you only had to drive, an hour back and forth from the courthouse? Hey, $80,000. Hey, I'll take it. Okay, and you're supposed to be a fucking millionaire, I thought. I thought you were supposed to be a fucking millionaire in your crypto, your Ponzi crypto scheme that got your daughter fucking killed. But that's a whole other story, my friend. Well, for another day. Anyway, yeah, but the rest of the families, yeah, they all set up the GoFundMe accounts, and some got $40,000, some got $80,000. Well, look how Dylan's doing. She's up to $117,000 in her GoFundMe. So all the families, they set up these GoFundMe accounts, and they're still raking in the dough. They're still raking in the dough. But yet they want to go after Brian Koberger, the only person who doesn't have any money. Okay? And he doesn't. He doesn't have any money. So yes, they had to go back to court, and his defense team had to say, hello, your GoFundMe accounts, they looking pretty healthy to me. And you're trying to get blood from a stone, and, what are you doing? Okay, why don't you dip into your GoFundMe accounts that are doing really well? In fact, you could just invest that money, and you probably tripled your money at this point, you fucking greedy bastards. Yeah, that's the families in this case in the Idaho 4. And it's real sad. What it is about, what's the main point of this is it's fucking sad that these kids, right, had fucking families like this. That's the sad part about all this. Really is. Not only top were they murdered, of course that's sad, right? Of course. But they had families that were just fucking disgusting. And that's what they did after the kids got unalived. They all set up GoFundMe accounts, right? And they're making good money off of this. I mean, hey, that's the way it is, guys. And they don't live too far from Boise. Most of them don't live too far from Boise, right? I mean, maybe we have to drive a couple hours if we're, I don't know, in Arizona or Nevada or whatever. But still, it's not that huge of a drive. I mean, it's not like we're flying. It's not like we're flying from fucking China, to attend a hearing. No, they only live a few hours away. Give me a break. Anyway, so let's get on with Xana's mama, her original mama. This is the first interview, I believe, one of the very first. This is where she's still all fucked up and strung out and loaded. She looks like a walking skeleton, by the way. And I'm not trying to put down anybody who suffers from addiction, okay? I'm keeping it solely to this case. So my opinions, my thoughts, my rants about this is solely contained within this case. It doesn't apply to anybody else's life who may be suffering from addiction in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so don't get me wrong here. All right, don't get me. I want to clarify that I'm not bashing people who have addictions. I am bashing people involved in this case who either led their children into a slaughter, increased the chances that they got slaughtered, Steve G, and may have participated in their very own slaughter. These are the people that I absolutely detest. These are the people. Not anybody else who's not related to this case who may suffer from some addiction. That's none of my business. I hope you do well, but that's not what I'm talking about. So let me clarify that, and let's get on with the show. And then I want to take a look at fucking Molly. Another fucking person doing the wrong things over and over again. Trying to find a house on a fucking DoorDash with no DoorDash in your hand. Yeah, how do you explain that? I see you walking up and down the sidewalk with a flashlight and maybe a dog. I don't know what you're doing walking around with a stupid little fucking miniature poodle in your hand when you're trying to deliver food. But I didn't see any food. Fuck you.
We're gonna have our old boys' night out, just you and me. How does that sound?
Where are we going?
Hunting.
I can't see anything. Maybe we should slow down?
No, you're doing great. Son of a bitch! Up yours, asshole! What? Thank you, son. Come on, floor it!
Tonight we got the brand new ride. We got the beat that's tight. Me and my boy inside. Let's ride till the wheels fall off.
Oops, I did it again.
Details that there's so many missing details, so much mystery still surrounding what happened in
Math
that house.
sucks.
Surviving roommates. Have you had a chance at all to speak with the two surviving roommates about what they witnessed, at least in the middle of the night and the next morning?
No, I haven't got to speak with them at all. So yeah, there is a lot of questions.
What about the other family members of the other kids? Have you had a chance to talk to them?
No. No.
Is that something you'd like to pursue?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I haven't yet. I mean, I wouldn't mind speaking with them.
How are you managing?
I have my friends around me, and honestly, I watch a lot of Xana's TikTok videos, and that helps. But yeah, it's. I mean, I'm managing as best as you can,
How about visiting her grave? How about going to where ashes are? How about, I don't know, going to where she is and apologizing? I don't know. How about any of these things? God, they talk about it as if they can't, have a reflection with them. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm looking at TikTok videos. Well, they're unalived, but they have a place of where they are. Yeah, they've been unalived, but there's an environment in which they're in and at. You know what I mean? So let's say even if Xana's cremated, right? Well, you can still go see where her ashes are and maybe just sit for a moment and talk to her. What's everything fucking TikTok and social media? What is with these people?
Is there something you can tell us about Xana, the girl you knew?
Now, I always like to listen to how they describe them. That is one of my things here. How are you describing your very own child, okay, that was brutally unalived? And I want to I hone in on this. 100% hone in on this.
Xana she was tough. She was strong.
Okay.
She was funny.
Tough and strong, I can see. Funny.
She just couldn't make you smile, no matter what. And she just had a quirkiness about her that not a lot of people possess. That kind of talent to be able to
quirky
light up a room like she did.
Light up a room. But
I feel like I see that in her social media. I didn't have the luxury of meeting Xana, but I feel like just looking at her social media, there's such a carefree spirit, and she definitely looks like she had a real tinge of being the comedian, in the room. Did I catch her right? Did I describe her right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you can see from her TikToks, just how funny she was and
cute,
how carefree and
yeah,
just funny. She was
funny. Everybody funny. Now you funny too.
Moving through this process, it could take years in order to see justice finally arrive. Are you going to be all right?
Yeah, I think I will be. I mean, I hope so. I just got to take it one day at a time, and I don't think I'll ever get over losing one of my children. That will never go away. Yeah. I don't think that the grief ever gets any better, really. I just think that she would want all of us to live our best life and remember the good things about her.
That is Cara Northington, the mother of Xana Kernodle, speaking with us exclusively tonight here at News Nation. And I also asked her a few questions about what she wanted to see happen to Brian Kohberger, what kind of punishment she would like to see if, in fact, he is convicted of this quadruple murder. And her answer was, I would say, stunning. Tomorrow night, you're going to hear the second part of that interview, including that answer. But some fascinating
there's a part two
into this.
All right, guys, here is the full interview with Cara Northington, Xana's real mom, and this is the full interview, and then we're going to skip to her. Well, when apparently she got clean, and then we're going to jump to something else. Real quick, Master Nature, I don't mean to interrupt your video, but there was a really important question that one of the dames in the garden, because Tyrone has been helping me read the comments on your video, and one of the dames in the garden round, she asked MD, can I ask you the time frame when you may have been pushed off a cliff? And so I wasn't. I think I needed to answer that. And so I'm sorry, Master Nature. I didn't mean to interrupt your video. I know. But I need to answer the dame. And well, listen, dame. Here's what I remember. It was around August of 1969, I believe, and it was like right after it was kind of like a couple days after the moon landing, and I remember we were all sitting around in the family living room, and
and we're watching the moon landing, and I was 6, and yeah, and I remember watching my parents. They're watching the moon landing, right? And like, and like as soon as like the astronauts they like were walking around and shit on the moon and shit and like kicking up dust and stuff and like, well, that's a whole other story, but anyway, I remember my dad. He looked at my mother, and they kind of had this look together, right? They shot each other a look, and then my dad, he looked at me, right? And he put his hand on his chin, and he was like, he had a beard back then, okay? And he was rubbing his beard and like looking at me, like, like he was contemplating something. And anyway, yeah. So I think it happened around that time where I got pushed off a cliff. And but I didn't die. I didn't die. Remember, I didn't die. Oh, I'm sorry, Master Nature. Oh, carry on, Maisie. Oh my God, I sent you a bottle of champagne. Oh my God. And I got 2 tickets to Cirque du Soleil in Vegas. You haven't responded to me.
So, yes.
Have you had a chance to talk with some of the other parents of the other 3 kids who were there that night and share information amongst yourselves?
Not really, honestly. I've just been dealing with my family, and we've just been absorbing this shock.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Can you tell me, Cara, what you do know about this terrible night?
Effing ads.
Not nearly enough. We need more answers. There is so much more that can be done that has not been done. And I just know that there's GPS, NASA, to find out who went into that home that night. I know that. Why hasn't that been looked into? Why hasn't that been accessed?
Right.
Can I, Cara, can I ask you that there is a mysterious sort of 4-hour and 45-minute block of time that's unaccounted for by the police timeline. The police say that your daughter Zana and her boyfriend Ethan were at the Sigma Chi house from 8 until 9 p.m. But then they don't have any information on where they were from 9 p.m. till 1:45 a.m. Do you know anything about that?
That's true.
Your information from the police, or
way beyond that time period, because again, it was Dylan, Bethany, Kaylee, and Maddie. They were at home at 2 a.m. There's no mention of Xana or Ethan. None. Again, nobody can say where the fuck they were. And so that's correct. And it's not 1:45. It goes well beyond 1:45 a.m. Because, again, through Dylan's own fucking admission, Dylan is always the prime, okay? The girls were home. They were sitting up in Kaylee's room. They were talking. But there was no mention of Xana or Ethan participating in any of this conversation. They were not home. And Moscow police, to this day, ignores this. Moscow police, you fucking sons of corrupt bastards. Bill Thompson, again, along with Hitler, you should be under a root cellar with a silver stake through your goddamn vampire hearts. To this day, nobody can answer the question of where were they?
Ethan's family or anybody?
Nope.
I may be candid in saying this, but I think that they were at a bar.
And where do you get that information from? Did someone tell you that they'd gone from the Sigma Chi house to a bar before they ended up home?
That's what their father conveyed to me, that he thought that they were at the bar at that night. So
At the bar that night.
Yeah.
What bar?
I mean, that's what college kids do on the weekends. So.
Yeah, but they were underage.
You don't know for sure that they left the Sigma Chi house, went to a bar.
I don't know for sure. Absolutely not.
Yeah, misdirection. Nobody knows. That's the thing. Nobody knows.
And have the police asked you any questions about where Xana might have been, or if she texted you, or if she had, if she'd communicated with any family members in that period of time?
No, no answers whatsoever.
No, nobody asked me any questions whatsoever.
Whatsoever, really. I asked them. I asked the investigators when they come and spoke to me. They were not able to offer me any answers. None.
That's good old Moscow police hardcore detective work there. You fucking corrupt sons of bitches.
I ask you,
that's why I hate these fucking people.
My sister Jasmine has...
Because that's what you should be doing.
Put such a beautiful tribute.
Right, Ken Maines?
To Xana on her Instagram. And I wonder if she has any additional information, just perhaps from being able to access her sister's social media or her phone. Has Jasmine been able to ascertain
coward.
Details of what happened that night, or where Xana and Ethan were that night?
No, I'm not going to speak for Jasmine. You would have to ask her that yourself. And she says she's going through it right now without her sister, and I'm sure if she had
Jasmine is Xana's sister.
Any answers or any information, she's already conveyed that to the investigators.
Fucking ads.
May I ask you if you can confirm that Xana's room was on the second floor of the house?
Yes, I can confirm that. And
and was it on? Sorry?
I just had a question about the other two roommates who were there on the first floor, and I just wonder, wasn't something heard, or the surviving roommates that were there, they had to have heard something.
That's right, Mom. You're goddamn right they did.
I can help you with that.
Fuck you, Ashley.
There is information from a prior tenant who lived on the first floor, who said when he lived there, in 2019 he moved out, he said he could never hear anything on the second or third floor. If the television was playing very loudly on the second floor, he might hear it from the first floor. And I don't know if that helps you to understand.
The dog heard it, and the dog had to have been barking.
I have information there as well. I've got information there as well. Our Brian Enton spoke with the parents of Kaylee Gonzalez, and they have actually referred to that. And Brian's going to play that interview in a moment. But Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen on that first floor may not have been able to hear anything, according to the prior tenant, who said it was extremely difficult to hear.
You fucking bastards. You fucking bastards. We're not talking about the first floor. Mom is confused. Mom doesn't understand what happened here, but you do. And you're confusing her even more, you fucking cunt. We're talking about the second floor. Xana lived on the second floor. And this happened before Dylan and her bullshit story about running down to the Hobbit room. The screaming occurred on the second floor, and Dylan was still on the second floor. And Mom is asking a good question. Why didn't Dylan, hear that? And here she is trying to throw up a smoke screen with the metrosexual Brian fucking Fagenton, whatever fuck he is, sorry, no offense. That little fucking fairy, whatever. Fuck you. Yeah, smoke screens here.
To hear because of the construction of that house. But I do want to ask you, if I can,
The construction of the house was a piece of shit.
Cara, was your daughter Xana's room on the right side of the house if you're looking from the parking lot, or on the left side across from the kitchen?
I can't answer that. I can't
But
answer
you do
that
know
because
she was on the...
I never went there yet, so I don't know.
But you know she was on the second floor.
Yes.
Do you know if she looked out the front of the house or the back of the house?
The back of the house.
I believe in the front, but I can't confirm. Like I said, I haven't been down to visit it yet. So I tried to go last month, but she was in class while I was down there, so...
Okay, our viewers are looking at the front of the house right now, and the window that I'm referring to is on the second story in the front of the house, and that's where we are, you know, triangulating that perhaps that's where Xana and Ethan were that night.
Oh my
I do want to
God.
ask you if you know whether or not Xana had a lock on her bedroom door.
I believe she did, yes.
Do you know if it was a lock that was a code that you would punch in on the bedroom door? The prior tenant who used to live there said that every one of the doors in that home, all 6 bedrooms, were rented separately like apartments, and they all had coded locks. But lots of social media pictures have shown at least one of the locks on the door across from the kitchen on the second floor. It didn't appear to have a coded lock. But do you think that Xana's room had a coded lock?
I believe it did. Her father mentioned to me that he had just went and replaced the lock the weekend before.
You said her father mentioned to you that they had replaced the lock?
Yes, that he had, or he had fixed it or something. But yeah, he said that he had fixed it the week before, just to make sure
The
it
week
was,
before.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So that's the lock on her own bedroom door, not the lock to the outside of the house. That's her own bedroom door's lock?
I believe the main lock he was referring to. I'm not sure, just from him telling me that when we were speaking. So.
But you're talking about Jeff, right? Jeff Kernodle, Xana's dad?
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
And he had been there just a couple weeks before working on a lock, but you're not sure what door.
Just the weekend before, and he went to meet Ethan's parents, and went to check on Xana, and it was Dad week at WSU for Jasmine, so he was over there, and they're pretty close schools. Pullman and Moscow are fairly short distance away from each other.
Did Xana's car have Arizona plates?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
She used to live in Arizona, though, right?
I believe she got the car in Arizona, so that's highly likely, yes.
Do you know what kind of car she was driving?
I don't.
And you mentioned about the roommates, the surviving roommates. Have you had any opportunity to contact them? Do you or Jeff or Xana's sister Jasmine, do you have their contact information? Are you able to call them to talk to them?
Popeye's $6 big.
Jasmine and Jeff are in contact with them. Yes. They were all at the memorial today. Yeah.
And what did those girls, Bethany and Dylan, say to Xana's dad and her sister about that morning when they woke up and came upstairs? What did they tell Jeff and Jasmine?
I don't know. You would have to ask them that. I'm not going to speak.
That's because they weren't there. They weren't there.
Do you know, Cara, if Dylan and Bethany came upstairs and were trying to wake Xana?
Nope.
Because they were trying to wake one of their roommates. Do you know if it was your daughter they were trying to wake?
I don't have that answer either. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And did they say that they could not get beyond a locked door, and that's why they had no idea what was on the other side of the bedroom door and called in an unconscious person?
I believe that's right.
No.
What do you know about that?
That they called in an unconscious person. I know that.
Uh-huh. Right.
Beyond that, I don't know.
So it's hard for you to understand as well why, if there was such a terrible crime that had been committed, the roommates might not have seen the evidence of that crime.
Absolutely, yes.
Have they told you at all, Cara, when you can retrieve your daughter's things from that house?
Not yet, no.
I want to ask you, if you can, for us, Cara, about Xana. What would you like people to know about your daughter? We've seen pictures and we've seen social media, but you know her heart. What would you like everyone to know about her?
Xana, if you knew Xana, you knew what a light she was to everybody she came across. She was just such a positive influence on everybody around her. I honestly, and I'm not saying this because I'm her mother and biased, it's just the truth. There's nothing negative you could say about her. She was just such a good soul. And she deeply cared about her friends and her family. And she would never hurt anybody. I don't understand who would want to do anything to any of these kids. They were all great, great kids, and they were all good friends, lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Aside from Ethan. And Ethan was such a great kid too. No parent should ever go through this. These kids were good kids. I don't understand.
Have you had a chance?
What to do this.
Have you had a chance to speak with Ethan's parents?
No, not yet.
Are you going to have a chance to speak with them?
I'm sure I will, yes.
I do have another question.
I wonder if that ever happened.
We are all trying to figure out what the police mean when they say they believe this was a targeted attack. They've gone back and forth about whether it was the kids inside the house or the house, and now they've really rested on the statement that they believe it's a targeted attack. They don't know if it's the kids or the home itself that was targeted. But do you have any thoughts at all?
That's good old Moscow for you.
Why that house might be targeted?
Oh, shit.
Or why any of the 5 roommates
They make it up.
might be targeted?
I do not think it was the house that was targeted. I believe wholeheartedly that it was those kids who were targeted. They weren't just acquaintances. These kids were like best friends.
No, they weren't.
Practically were family.
No, they weren't.
These kids were tight-knit. They were good friends.
No, they weren't.
They were like family. They were around each other constantly.
Doesn't mean they were good friends.
They did everything together.
Not always.
How could it not be a planned thing?
It was planned. But
do you know, Cara, do you know anything about Kaylee moving out? Do you know if she had already moved out of the house when this happened, or was she in the process of moving out because she was graduating in the new year?
Again, that's not a question for me. You may ask her family that. I'm not going to speak for her. I'm sorry.
I think the reason I ask is because I'm just wondering if her room was vacant, if the furniture was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Right. Do you also know anything about? Did Xana ever say anything about problems at the campus? Maybe talk of a stalker. There's been talk that maybe Kaylee had a stalker. Her dad said that Kaylee had told him that she had a stalker or a problem with a stalker. The police haven't been able to run anything down, but did Xana ever say anything?
Why has no one ever...
Beautiful, beautiful girl. And wouldn't it surprise me if all of these beautiful kids that we lost had stalkers, okay? They were all like rock stars on Instagram and all the social media. They're vibrant, outgoing kids. You can hardly be on social media anymore without being some kind of weird stalker. So that wouldn't surprise me. I don't think that that's what it was, though. I will be honest with you. I think it's closer than that. I think it's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think they have information that they're not giving us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's real fishy. That's what I will say.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
When you say you think it goes deeper than that, what do you mean?
I mean, I think it was somebody closer than a stalker.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I don't
Yes.
know who. I'm not gonna specify anything like that. I'm just going to say I think that
You're looking at him.
somebody, you know,
You're looking
and
at
I
her.
think possibly they may have trusted. That's the only thing I can think of, because how could something like this happen so quickly, so quietly, without any answer?
Right.
Unless it was somebody super close to them.
Exactly. You're spot on, Mom.
Do you think the person who did this had been in that house before?
Yes.
I think they knew them.
Yes.
I think they may have even been friends with them.
Yes.
I think it had to have been somebody close to
Like
them.
you. And you.
To get away with it like this. Just with.
Mom is spot on.
You know, it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
None of this makes any sense.
It doesn't.
It had to have been somebody they trusted.
That's right.
That was, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Somebody who knew the house well.
100%, Mom. Exactly. They knew him well.
Cara, I cannot tell you how.
So quickly, without a trace.
Without a trace.
I can't tell you just how.
Stop cutting her off, cunt.
I am for what you're going through, and the parents
See,
and the other kids.
it's not fitting with Ashley Banfield's News Nation narrative, and so she's trying to cut her off as soon as possible. But Mom is exactly right. 100% right. The mom knew it back then. They knew it. And these fucking mainstream fucking assholes, it doesn't go with their typecat, their fucking report in front of them. And so she's going to try to get her off that spot as soon as possible. You fucking prick. Mom's right. She's absolutely right.
I said it before, I'll say it again. It's unimaginable. Just know that there
Fuck
are
you. You don't care.
Thousands of people across this country tonight who are feeling.
Go, after the show, go drink your bottle of wine and go bitch and moan about the little people. You fucking cunt.
For you as well. You know, in spirit, you are not alone.
You are a facetious, lying, fucking parrot is what you are, Ashley.
There are a lot of people who care deeply for you and your family, and they want justice for your daughter.
Yeah, just not you.
I know, and I thank everyone so much for that. Xana's death will not be in vain.
Nope.
We're going to find who did this.
Yep.
Oh, I will not take my final breath until this person is found and brought to justice.
Okay.
For these kids.
Good.
Not just my daughter, but these kids and their families.
Good.
And their friends.
Yep.
We all deserve answers, and the person needs to be brought to justice.
Persons, right. Persons.
I wish you and your family peace of mind.
Persons, Mom.
And I hope that we can, bring you answers soon. Cara, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for telling us your story tonight. We'll continue to highlight Xana's story as well and her beautiful life, as you mentioned. It's very evident on Instagram and social media just how vibrant she was and how beautiful she was, and she made a mark on this world while she was here. Thank you so much, Cara, for being with us tonight.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
There's someone out there. There is someone out there. I know there is that has answers.
Mm-hmm.
Please, we all beg you, please.
Right, Dylan?
Don't be afraid.
Right, Bethany?
Tell somebody.
Right, Bethany?
We deserve that much.
You coward!
I think you're absolutely right.
Fucking coward.
Something. And,
Ooh, boo-hoo! Ooh, can I go on for Thanksgiving? I'm a fucking carrot. I could give a shit less about my friends.
Hey, Bethany, I hope you listen to this fucking interview in your spare time once in a while. And I hope it haunts your fucking nightmares for the rest. I hope it haunts your dreams for the rest of your godforsaken life. Same for you, Dylan, my prime.
It behooves anybody with any small detail even to come forward and tell the police.
Because you two know exactly what happened.
What you know. It could be the smallest piece of the puzzle.
Even if you think it's nothing, it is something. I promise you, it's something. Because right now we have nothing.
Mm-hmm. You still
Cara
don't.
Denise Northington, thank
You still don't. That's what's sad about this case.
you for being with us. I think, maybe we can talk again as we all plod through this investigation and the developments. But I'll repeat it. I do wish you peace and serenity in this very difficult time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find a provider. And
yeah, there you go. All right, guys. That was part 1. And then we're going to pick up part 2. This interview occurs, you guys know this, occurs later on. This is supposedly when she got cleaned up. She's found more religion, so on and so on. So this is the comparison, and then we'll get to the contrast, okay? Contrast is coming up in the second one. And so we're going to call this one, The Ties That Bind, Part 2, with the focus on Xana's family, Xana's mother, all right? Part 2 is the contrast. This is where she's more sober. I guess she was in some sort of rehabilitation facility, and she's cleaned up. I want to see how her answers now differ from the beginning here, because I feel what she's saying here in the beginning is actually 100% accurate. 100% accurate. These people, the kids knew who they knew who did this. They were close to them. Mom is spot on in her instinct here, and we cannot ignore that. So that's going to be in the next one. All right, I love you all. Hope you like that one, my loves. Okay, bye-bye, and I'm going to leave you with this. I love you. I'm going to leave you with this. Yes.
There's this colored boy. He wants to play football for Bear Bryant over at Alabama. So Bear says, I'm going to give you a try.
What's it gonna run with, a watermelon?
Hey, it's Moscow, Idaho. Hey, there's the sheriff.
He puts a whole other team on the other goal line. The whole other team, he throws the boy the ball.
Are you open?
You have to be a member to drink here.
Member? A member of what?
Hey, where's Corporal Payne in this shithole?
Oh, I thought you'd just buy me a beer.
Cut the shit.
Give him a beer, Frank.
Hey, where's Dollinger? Hey, Dollinger, where are you in this fucking mess?
Nice to be back in the dry county again. When I was sheriff, about half of my take-home pay